Allow your subject to pick you. The important thing about this is you need to write a book on a subject that's got under your skin. It's something that obsesses you, something that's going to get you to that desk every morning. You could be walking around one day and there it is, bam, the subject gets you, but most likely it's something like How Love Actually Ruined Christmas that's been bubbling under my skin for nigh on a couple of decades. So allow your subject to pick you. Make it personal. Don't just write from a distance. Get involved in the book. How does the subject involve you? Drop in a few of your own personal anecdotes. Writers like Olivia Laing, for instance, a great creative non-fiction writer, who always puts herself not front and centre, but visible on the outsides, on the peripheries of the subject matter. Bring yourself into it, because if you're there guiding the reader through the subject, then they're much more likely to go on the journey with you. Get much deeper into the subject than you think you need to. You never know what you're going to find. When I wrote the How Love Actually Ruined Christmas book, at first it was going to be the story of me watching the film, responding to the film scene by scene. But as I did more and more research, I found there was much more to say. Watching the director's commentary from the original DVD threw up loads of different things that I wouldn't have realised, motives for creating characters in the way that they were created, but also the types of people who, their thought processes when they were in the film, and reading interviews and reviews contemporary to when the film came out. Really interesting angles to bring to the book. So don't think that your subject is something that you can, again, hold at arm's length. Get much, much deeper into it than you think you have to, and you'll be amazed at what you can find out. No matter what you're writing, my advice is always be to read the greats. Get yourself some heroes. If you're writing creative non-fiction, be it Gore Vidal or Susan Sontag, up to Marina Hyde, or Olivia Laing, find yourself somebody who you'd like to write like them. Learn from them. Learn the craft. It's really important, because the more you read, of course, the better writing you'll do. Play with form. Think of your reader. If you're having fun, your reader most likely is having fun as well. With How Love Actually Ruined Christmas, the first idea was to write a long-form essay, kind of like Jeff Dyer does with the Tarkovsky movie Stalker in his book Zona. I thought of writing a long, sprawling essay on how the film has affected me and responding to certain scenes. But what I ended up doing was writing a scene-by-scene response, almost as if you can sit down and read the book along with the movie. So going back to tip 4, if you think about great writers, you can look at how they kind of play with form, how they play around with how they can present their story with their research to you. Another thing about How Love Actually Ruined Christmas was the extensive use of footnotes, which I decided on quite early as a way to not only to create some humorous moments, don't forget it's a funny book, but also a way to cram in as much information as I could without spoiling the flow of the main text. And I think the footnotes was a successful way to go in the end. So play around with form, and I think you'll find that there's a wonderful moment where your idea meets its perfect form, and then you kind of run off from there.